Okay, so this is my ENEL lab 5, which is the PWM lab. So as you can see, I will show you the hardware side of it first. So from the Scopy, that pink wire there, it is DIO0, which then goes into a random pin, and then the orange wire there goes to D12, which is PA6 of the Nucleo board. So nothing really happens on the board. Everything will be shown on the Scopy. So I will leave that there and we'll move on to the Scopy screen. So we're on the Scopy screen now. So I will run the program. As you can see here, it's on DIO0 as demonstrated on the hardware side of it, and it's triggered on any edge, so it will flicker a little bit, but that's okay. So here you can see that that there is a 5 millisecond difference. So that is the period of 10 milliseconds, and it's 5 milliseconds high and 5 milliseconds low, so that is a duty cycle of 50%. So I will stop this and I will show you the code here that the while loop is commented out. This will be shown in a couple of minutes or so. And if I go to the PWM file, that it is set to 1000, which is equivalent to 10 milliseconds, and 500, which is equivalent to 5 milliseconds. So we're back on the Scopy screen. So as you can see, the DIO0 has not changed, still there. So I will run the program, and when I press the user button, the black user button, PC13, it changes. So actually, never mind. I'll show you the code here. The code, as you can see, the statement PC13 is equal to 0. Then basically what happens is that it changes to a duty cycle of 800. So that's equivalent to 8 milliseconds. And otherwise it's going to stay at 500. So that is the change. And if I go to the PWM file, this function does that. So we'll head back to the Scopy screen. So when I press it, you can see that the duty cycle changes. It's within that range of 1% to 99%. So this is part B of the PWM lab. So here I will go to the Kyle Vision code first. I have changed the period to 2000, which is equivalent to 20 milliseconds, and the duty cycle to 150, which is equivalent to 1.5 milliseconds. So if I go back to the Scopy screen, so the duty cycle is within 7.5%, which is pretty small, and the period, which is from here to here, is almost 20 milliseconds. As you can see here, 1.5 almost. So we're back at it here on the Scopy screen for the PWM. We're gonna start with the Kyle screen. So I changed the code here. So this is the code from before, changing the PWM duty cycle from 800 to 500, which is 5 milliseconds to 8 milliseconds. Now it is from 100 if the button is pressed, otherwise it is 200. So I am decreasing the duty cycle when the button is pressed. So now I will go to the Scopy screen. I will run the program. So here you can see it is at a duty cycle of 200, which is 2 milliseconds. And now when I press the screen, or when I press the button, press the button here, you can see it is decreasing down to 100 milliseconds of the original 2000 period in the Kyle code. So 2000 meaning 20 milliseconds.